I'm live. This reading is for Aries people. I feel as though I haven't read for you Aries people in a very long time. This is going to be for 11 relationships, but it's for Aries people that are single. So if you are currently in a relationship, you're probably going to want to check out the relationship reading after this for those of you that are coupled. Please don't walk over here. My kitten's up to no good. Hey, no. And so I'm going to break this down into 4 weeks for all of September. And I'm going to do timestamps down below that you can click on that will take you to each week. Hey, hello there. Yay, there's somebody on here. Okay, I'm switching things up. I'm going to use 3 decks. I'm going to use the Spiral Tarot, the Astrological Oracle Cards, and the White Rabbit Lenormand. So we'll just see what happens. I'm okay. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy things going on. How are you? Okay. And I'm probably going to angle this down at the cards because I still haven't gotten my new computer yet. Last time I tried to film on here, there was no next button on the live stream section. And so I couldn't hit next to be able to start, but it reappeared suddenly. I'm not going to complain. I'm doing okay. That's kind of where I'm at too. I think that's the best way to be, really. Although when you don't feel great, it's okay to say you don't feel great too. So I'm glad we're both doing okay. All right. This is on my daughter's desk, and so it's a little bit wobbly. I'm going to be shuffling the cards on my lap, but then laying them out on the actual table for you to see. I feel it too. Okay. This is actually a desk that was made by my old tattoo artist who was a tenant of mine. I used to run a rooming house in the town where I still live, where I had 7 units and up to 11 people in the building, and I was the property manager. But I had this one tenant who was a triple Pisces, who was a phenomenal artist, and he did multi-medium things. He did drawing, he did painting, tattoos. He did the 2 dragonflies on my chest, and he did a tattoo on my ankle, and he did the sun, which is still unfinished, on my arm. It's actually a sun and a sunflower, but he did this desk. All of the artwork, even though it's kind of upside down from the angle you're looking at it, these are all of his rough draft drawings for a book that he made. So even though I'm a person that tends to give away a lot of my things and find other things, or I'm constantly circulating objects, this is one of the few pieces of furniture I've kept this whole time. My daughter loves it. She uses it for her desk. Okay. I'm just shuffling in my lap right now. Otherwise, you would be hearing a lot of crashing noises and having a lot of wobbles happen. Okay. Now lay out the 4 weeks. Oops. We'll see what's going on with you Aries people. This is for Aries rising, sun, moon, Venus, Mars. And I suppose this is also for cross watchers that are interested in Aries that happens to be single. Okay, let's see what comes out for you. Come on, be a good boy. Don't mess up the cards. Just stay in my lap, okay? You can hang out, but you get to stay in my lap. Looks good so far. Okay. I'm gonna hang up a little bit and show you your cards so I can see them too. Here are your 8 cards for the 4 weeks of September, and then I'm going to pick clarifiers to go with them as we go. No, no, you have to stay in the lab if you want to be up here. Okay. You have strength. Hopefully you can see these okay. Major Arcana. You have the Ace of Pentacles. The 3 of Cups. Looks good to me. The 9 of Pentacles. Yes, you're a very cute little boy. You just got to stay on my lap. There's the Hierophant. The King of Cups. You have 2 people cards in here, or actually possibly 3. The 8 of Pentacles. And the Knight of Cups. Pretty nice. Okay, that's it, buddy. You're going to have to go down on the floor. So let me start with the first week of September with clarifiers. Let's see if it jiggles too much when the lighter cards are okay. It jiggles a little bit. Wow. No, if you want to be up here, you have to stay still. Okay. Pick one of these. Oh, look at that. That one came out right away. That's pretty straightforward. The Astrological Oracle Cards are the planets and the signs, which sometimes helps narrow down on signs of people or people that are ruled by certain planets, but among other things too. All right, what does that have to do with? Come on, buddy, no. Okay, that makes sense. Ah, he's clawing at my back. Come on. Ozzy, help me out here. Play with the kitten, please. Okay. So for you Arians, in the first week of September, you have 2 major arcana together. Seems as though the first week of September is very important. You have strength over the Hierophant. So I see for you personally a renewal of a sense of purpose in your life, or a healing period that happens in the first week of September that gets you back in touch with your full powers or your full strengths of your being, where you feel more on top of things. You feel like if you have struggled with pains or griefs or woundings in the past, it seems as though you're more on the end of fully healing from this now, or you're trusting yourself. You're trusting your wise self within. The answers are within you. You're just feeling really strong and healthy in the first week of September, or you're working on feeling this way. You're very strong and wise in this month, actually. Other people may come to you for advice, or other people may come to you for a sense of being strengthened, as in you've got your own back and you have other people's backs as well, and you're more than capable of speaking up about your boundaries. And you just look like you have a great deal of energy, of personal energy. If this is a person coming in, which is definitely a possibility in here, and I'll get to it, this looks like a very wise, strong, creative person that seems very mature, like they know exactly who they are. And they know how to heal themselves. That's the only thing I can say about that. As far as laying down boundaries with others, you're doing it in a really compassionate, understanding way, which makes other people want to follow you with your leadership skills more than if you were being pushy or anything else. So let's look at the planetary stuff going on here. With Strength, which is a Leo Major Arcana card, you have the Sun with it, which is double Leo. So if you do have a person around you who's interested in you or is trying to get your attention, this person probably is a Leo or somebody who is very solar ruled, as in they have the Sun in the first house or on their ascendant, or their Sun is very strongly aspected in their chart. This is somebody extremely strong, has great leadership qualities, is very warm and caring, and also superbly creative, and possibly may have some gifts with prophecy. So if this is a person, look at what you had with it. You have the Key and the Heart. You will only give your heart away to someone who deserves it. And someone who deserves your heart would know how to unlock your heart naturally. There's a Key and a Heart. Maybe your heart has been closed off, or this person's heart has been closed off, but something is happening here that's making your heart open up. If you have felt blocked with things like romance and relationships, or you've been wanting something, but certain doors have been closed to you, or you feel as though something has been closed off to you, it seems as if it's opening up. Maybe someone has had feelings for you that you weren't aware of, and all of a sudden they decide to open up and let you know how they feel about you. If this is a person, this Leonine person or solar ruled person, or just a fire person or a warm person, they have a huge heart, but they don't share it with just any old person. It seems as though if this is a person, they feel very sure that they can show their heart to you safely, or you are causing their heart to open up, or this could be vice versa as well. Or this could be you. Your heart is ready now, or you feel ready now. You feel healed enough to be able to do this, or to be able to show your true feelings to others. So let's look at the bottom. With the Hierophant, which is the wounded healer, or the speaker of ageless wisdom and the great teacher. With it, you have Saturn. And this brings to mind how Saturn is in Capricorn right now, which is squared your energy. The sign of Aries and the sign of Capricorn are squared each other, which is causes a lot of growth and learning, but is not necessarily an easy process. You may have fallen upon some hard times or had some difficult times recently, or that you're coming out of and that you're healing from now. Saturn rules afflictions of all different kinds. So this can be when normally things go rather easily, but all of a sudden they're difficult. Or normally it's easy for you to heal, but this particular healing journey has been extremely difficult. Or with love and relationships, normally you can draw these things to you easily, but something about this is difficult now. So let's look into what this could possibly be. Saturn is considered a planet that is a malefic or causes hardships and problems, but it's all for a greater purpose, which is for you to learn more about yourself, about what you're capable of, and to become strong and mature through difficulty. And therefore, you have a great deal of wisdom from the experience that you can share with others and help others with. The two teachers in astrology are Jupiter and Saturn, but this is the hard knocks teacher that does not let you get away with things easily. You have to prove to him that you've learned certain things. So let's look at what this is. This could also be somebody who is solar, but they have a great deal of Saturn in them as well, or you could. This Hierophant, you have Clover and you have the House. So it could be, for some of you, it could very well have been your health that has taken a hit. This could also be a money situation that's taken a hit, or all of a sudden recently you felt as though your luck is not that good, or your luck isn't coming as easily as it normally does, or you've been wanting to focus on things like abundance and making sure that you have material security or a place to live or a feeling of belonging. Maybe you had to go through some kind of a healing journey that your home is within yourself rather than on the outside, or the abundance that you seek is on the inside of you rather than the outside. I'm getting this whole inside thing from these two together. So it seems as though you've passed some kind of a test from Saturn, where if you have made the effort to find the answers within yourself or realize that any hardships or problems you've encountered have actually come from within you rather than without you, it looks as if you've had some kind of a breakthrough or are having one in the first week of September. If this is a person that you're drawing in, this person may possibly be older than you, but is most definitely a mature, wise person who's been through quite a lot in their life, actually, and has gained a lot of strength and inner strength and wisdom from the processes that they've been through. And they feel like home to you, or they feel like you could create something together, or you notice your luck is better because of this person being around, or they feel this way about you. But again, this could also all be you. So hopefully this is making sense, you guys. For the second week of September, let me put these ones back. Okay. You can see it better like that. What is this? This looks intriguing. Whoa. This looks difficult, actually. Let me see. I may have to pick a remedy for these after I'm done. What does this have to do with? Okay. Is this a person? Well, yeah, looks like it. Okay. And what is this new beginning? Neptune. Mars. That makes sense. Okay. All right. The original two look great. It's just the clarifiers that came out with it are a little difficult or intricate. Let's put it that way. You have the Ace of Pentacles over the King of Cups. You have a new beginning in your emotional body. And I'm even getting new practices, like a new regimen or a new, I don't know, for some of you, it could be deciding to go jogging every morning or to switch up your diet to eating more leafy greens and vegetables and fruits in with your diet, or being careful on how much sugar you eat, or just something. This could even be things like a meditation practice or healthy practices that are good for your emotional body. And the King of Cups here can be a person that is either already around you. This doesn't even have to, I'm not getting anything in here about necessarily a romantic situation with this person. I'm getting more that they're an ally. If this person is in your life, they're triggering some new growth in your life or new transformations for the better, or bringing up some things and triggering some things in you in order to get you to look at certain things. But I'm not necessarily getting that this Scorpionic person or this Plutonian person is necessarily a romantic thing just yet. It may be in the future, but I'm getting more that this is a really important guide or a really important person. And this can also be you as well, especially if you have planets in Scorpio. I'm getting that in the past you may have suppressed certain aspects of, I don't know who this reading is for, but in this particular week, there's a lot of things about you being affected by things going on in the world. Environmental issues, humanities, leaderships of countries, things like that, just the news in general. There's something about this. You've been maybe having some strange dreams or strange hunches about things, or you're wanting to investigate more into the depths of things that go on in the world. This feels very, I don't even know if I can think of a word for it right now. Wanting to get to the source of things. And this can also be personal for you too, not just with the world around you. This is you wanting to, instead of hiding certain aspects of yourself from yourself, you want to know all of yourself. And this is a new beginning for you that you're going to continue to cultivate, where you're paying more attention to your deeper emotions, your deeper instincts, and your hunches and your psychic intuitions, things like that. To trust your X-ray vision to be able to see things. You might be seeing things clearly, psychically speaking, more than usual. Where this may at times actually throw you off, where you feel much more vulnerable than you normally do, where other people's emotional and mental states have more of a capacity to be able to bother you or affect you more than before. But ultimately, I see that you're doing a really good job of accepting all of yourself, and because of this, you're beginning new practices in your life that are extremely healthy for you, and you may even have some kind of a new beginning, whether this is moving to a nice home that's near the ocean, or having a new job that is more along the lines of what feels meaningful for you to do in the world, or something. We'll get into it. Okay. So with this Ace of Pentacles, you may have some confusion or doubt. If this is a person coming in, you may want to start a new relationship with this person, but you may not be sure on whether they're the type to stick around just yet, or you've sensed something coming. You sense something coming, but your radar is a little bit diffused at this time where you can't tell where it's coming from. So you're on a lookout in a tower. You're on a lookout. You're looking out for something. If there's temporary confusion, it's only temporary. Those clouds are going to pass, or the possible storm is going to pass, and then the clouds that come out after that look a lot healthier. So I'm getting a temporary moment of confusion where you're disoriented and you're not sure what direction to go in. But by looking at things from a broader, higher perspective, you'll know exactly what direction to go in. So part of the reason on why you have confusion in here, or why you have these three here, is because it's straddled by Neptune on one side and Mars, your ruler, on the other side. And that is reminding me that in September, Mars is opposed to Neptune. Mars, I believe, right now is in Virgo, and Neptune is in Pisces. They're opposed to each other. And all of these, Mars is your ruler that wants action, wants to do something, wants to go, wants to lead, wants to create stuff and make it happen now. Neptune is, it's about listening to your dreams, your hunches, and your intuitions. But when Neptune is afflicted, or when it has some kind of difficult aspects going to it, it can create a lot of confusion, disorientation, and not being able to easily discern what is reality from what is not reality. And so you may feel at times as though you have a ton of energy and you know exactly what you're doing. There's going to be other times in this week where you're completely confused and you have no idea what you're doing. But just let it pass. This is only a temporary vibration. And in those moments when you become confused, take it easy. Take a nap or rest your mind. Try not to make sense out of something that doesn't make sense. Someone whose opinion you trust to get a second opinion on things. And then there's going to be other times when you know exactly what you're doing and how to start this new beginning. This could be, if this is a romance thing, it could be that you need to be careful about what you see about this person, on whether or not it's reality. It could be easy for you at this time to have rose-colored glasses when examining a possible new partner or new person in your life. You may overlook certain warning bells or certain parts of their personality that ultimately wouldn't really work. So you definitely have to still maintain what you're actually looking for or what you want, instead of getting swept away by romance that may or may not be founded in reality. Make sure you have your eyes open. So down on the bottom, you have two Scorpio cards. You have the King of Cups with the Scorpio card. So if this is a person, this is probably a Pisces or a Scorpio or a water person. You also have Aquarius down here too. There's a lot of signs using this deck. But with this Scorpio person, there's Mountain and Bear. So I see obstacles here. Either there's something off here. It could be that they're at a distance, or they're going through something difficult in their lives right now. Or you are. This person, like I said, doesn't have to be a romantic connection. This could be a dear friend or a guide or somebody who has come into your life temporarily to help you with this transformation you're going through. And that has something to do with overcoming obstacles, but not just external obstacles, internal obstacles that get in the way. And because Aquarius is in here, this is making me think that something about the things going on in the world right now are really, really affecting you. Whether it's the fires in the Amazon, or whether it's wars, or whether it's other things that you sense are happening under the surface that don't get televised, so to speak. Something about this, you want to do something about it. Of course, you are Mars ruled. You want to do something about it. But you're feeling frustrated on what exactly could you do. But I'm getting, for some of you, you need to do some research. You need to do some research, especially from both these Scorpio cards. If this is a person that has come into your life, this person may be an investigator, a reporter, a researcher, somebody who looks in depth to the very bottom of things. They may have certain information that is very enlightening for you, or certain things come to light and you're able to see things more clearly by conversing with this person. If this is a person that's a potential relationship, it looks extremely deep and profound and transformative. And something about knowing this person changes your mind or opens up your mind to different avenues that you weren't open to before. So that's the second week of September. Okay, let me put these back. This person reeks of mystery. Okay. So the third week in September. Luckily, I don't own a Ouija board. I know way too many people who have used them who have had some really bad things happen because of using them. I don't know if I would ever use one. Oh. Call from Debinex. Oh gosh, I don't want to talk to him right now, so I'm just going to ignore it. Sorry, you guys. Okay, let's see. Oops. Ooh. That's interesting. Okay. There's you. Okay. Some of you are definitely thinking about a Leo, or have had a past attachment to a Leo that may possibly be coming back, maybe, or coming to you. All right. So in the third week of September, you have the Three of Cups over the Eight of Pentacles. So I clearly see here trying to balance sociality, friendships, and going out and having fun with work. Making sure that you're not working so much that you're not having a chance to enjoy your life, spend time with loved ones, do the things that you enjoy, get out there and mingle, meet people, circulate around, and where you're not partying or experimenting with being social so much that you're not doing what you need to do. But I'm also getting some other things in here with this Three of Cups. Oops. You have the Man and the Letter. I'm going to read this man as not necessarily having to be a man, but somebody who is romantically interested in you. This seems as though you're going out and having fun. If you do have somebody that you're attached to or that you are have cords with, where you possibly have had a dalliance in the past, or you have feelings for each other, but you haven't seen them in a while. You have most definitely decided to get out and mingle and meet people, and you're not going to let any cords to anybody get in the way of you still enjoying your life and doing your thing now, and potentially even meeting a new person. This man could be an old person that you have known, or it could be a new person. You may meet them at a party. You may meet them while you're out with your friends. They may look at you, observe you, but not necessarily do anything just yet, but later on you get some kind of a message because you have the letter with it. This could even be a love letter. Or this could be you too, because with these three, you have your own card, Aries. It could be that while you're out at a party or at some kind of gathering or celebration of some kind, you set your eyes on someone and you end up deciding to communicate with them later on, maybe by letter or by text or email or some other method. If this is someone from your past that has gone away temporarily, they may pick up on the fact that you have been getting out more, socializing more, meeting people more, and you may hear from them because of this. Something about you doing this makes them feel uneasy, and they still want to make sure that you're still connected to them. What you do with this is completely up to you. You know your situation with this person more than I do, if this even applies for you. So I am getting something in here about hanging back and observing before you make up your mind about anything or decide to communicate with anyone. You may also get communications from somebody else who's noticed you. You may not even really be aware of this until you get the message. So down on the bottom, you have the work card with the ship. It could be that you're working really hard in this week in order to get up enough money and save up enough money to go on some kind of a trip that you want to take. You're wrapping things up, taking care of the things that you need to take care of before you go on this trip, and making sure that all of your ducks are in a row. You might be working harder than usual or more hours than usual in order to amass enough money that you need in order to take this journey or go someplace. And it seems as though you're going someplace because you want to connect physically, emotionally, and sexually, possibly with a Leo. This could be a Leo from your past, or this is someone that you badly want to reconnect with, and possibly in a sexual way because you have the snake here. Something about this person, if this is a person from your recent past or your past, you haven't been able to forget about them because you haven't found this kind of passion since then. This could also not be someone from your past at all. This could be somebody new that you have met, that you feel very, very drawn to go see so that you can connect further with them. But this takes work on your part in order to get all your stuff together in order to do this. This could also be somebody else who's doing this and bringing themselves closer to where you are. But the two signs in here are Aries and Leo. But keep in mind, these don't have specific signs, but because I am working with this deck, it could be, especially if the same signs are coming up over and over. So that was your third week of September. If I was looking at this as there's nobody and you're completely single, it definitely seems as if you have plans that you're working on implementing in order to get closer to some kind of dream or thing that you have badly wanted to do. And also there's a major theme in this month's reading for you of total transformation. But also be aware of your own inner instincts and desires because they can, because Pluto is squared you guys to some degree, it may be making your perceptions about potential partners a little bit skewed, where lust could possibly get in the way, or subconscious urges can kind of get in the way, or you may have problems with not being able to see someone clearly. But at this point, from this combination, I'm getting that was more of a problem in the second week of September for whatever reasons. And in this week of September, you seem to know exactly what you want. So, okay. Those over. Let's go to the last week of September. This is a really interesting reading, you guys. I really hope this is making sense. I suppose if it does, it will make sense later on. Oh no. What does this have to do with? More. These two. Makes perfect sense. Let's look at what this is. Okay, I want to pull a remedy or some kind of explanation for this part of it, and then I'll show you. Oh no. Okay. All right. For the fourth week of September, you have the Nine of Pentacles over the Knight of Cups. This looks like you are working very hard on something that you've been manifesting, and you're almost completely done with it. But while you're wrapped up with things that you're trying to finish off or do, or finish manifesting all the way, so that you can focus more on your heart chakra, more on love, more on unconditional love, romance, and relationships. It seems as though for possibly a lot of you, you've just been incredibly busy, or you've been working on yourself so much, you haven't really had the time for relationships the way that you would like, or the focus on it as much as you would like. And so oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Hopefully it will make sense at some point. It is a really interesting one. Okay. So with this Nine of Pentacles, you have Clover. If you look at these, they're very similar. It's two women in a garden. With this, you have the tree. So whatever you have, you're almost done with. It seems as though you've gone back and forth with this project or this goal or whatever this thing is that you've been manifesting. There may have been times in the past where it seemed as though it wasn't growing, or you weren't sure if it was ever going to be done, or somehow your luck got weird, where all of a sudden you started having bad luck and you weren't really sure what was happening or whether you should even stick with this or not. But be glad that you did, because it looks as if it's finally happening now. Whatever you've been putting all of your hard work and energy into manifesting, it is manifesting in this week. And you are pretty much done with this. Whatever this is, it's not going anywhere, because with it you have the tree. Trees live for hundreds upon hundreds of years. They are most definitely are connected to longevity. and things lasting a long time through possible many generations. So whatever it is that you've been pouring your energy into, especially if it has something to do with investments, something you're physically creating in your life, or money, or even just simply following your dreams and doing something practical with it, it looks as if you have a good outcome. With these three, you have Capricorn. So yes, if you haven't given up, if you've kept on going with this through thick and thin, sickness and health, all of those things, all of those commitment type words, you have reached the other side. You have manifested it. It is done. Or you feel proud of yourself that you didn't give up on it, and you will receive the outcome that you deserve for all of your energy that you've put into this. Down on the bottom, you want romance, you want love, you want heartfelt connections, you want a nice, balanced relationship with someone that you can communicate well with, see eye to eye with, have a very good rapport with. And I'm getting similar spiritual goals or similar dreams where you can back each other up with manifesting your dreams together and reinforce each other. This is what you wish, as well as for things like adventure, romance, fun, enjoyment. But there's some stuff down here where you have the Five of Swords. You have the mice. With that is the house and the Taurus card. So could it be that somehow a Taurus type person is meddling with your happiness or with your wanting to have happiness, or you feel tied down to something, whether it's a business or an actual house or a location or something that you have outgrown this thing, whatever it is. You've outgrown old methods, old patterns, old situations, especially on a physical level. I'm getting something about your physical life. You have outgrown it, but it's almost like there are people's opinions or that want to see you stay in this type of being tied down. I don't know if I'm making any sense. It's like you feel tied down to something that you can't free yourself from, or something's bothering you where you're afraid of this energy coming back. If you have completely separated yourself from this energy in the past, it seems as though something is trying to meddle. So, or you are still feeling bound to some kind of situation that you know is not good for you, but it's not easy for you to get out of it, especially if it's a financial situation. That's in stark contrast to what's up above. Maybe this is programming that you received while growing up, that in order to have what you need to work your butt off so bad that you don't have any free time. But things don't have to be that hard. Or this could be a person who has a mentality of ownership over you that is coming back to try to claim you or meddle in a situation, when really on your end, you may be completely freed from that situation and you want this now. Let me see if I can pick some kind of a remedy to go with that bottom row. Or something's going on with your living situation or your home. Possibly things have gotten too expensive, or you somehow, where you live, you're surrounded by weird energy. Or, I don't know, people, maybe you have awful next door neighbors that scream at each other top volume every night and you have to listen to it or something. Let me see. What's a good remedy for them? Ignore it. Ignore it, but go in a new direction. Go with what your actual talents are and what actually brings you joy. Go with new methods. And the new methods are growing already. Or the more you receive inspiration, the more and more inspiration you receive. If you go with what the inspiration told you to do. Be brave. You guys have no problem with being brave. Not usually anyway. So be brave. Put yourself out there. You can have this. And once you receive this, this actually will help you to grow each other's dreams more and more and more, way more so than if you try to do this on your own. If this isn't a relationship, which I'm getting it is, but if it isn't, this is alliances. This is alliances with people that are on your spiritual wavelength or on your wavelength when it comes to what brings you joy, what your goals are, and what your creative gifts are. These are people that you feel supported by, where you can support each other. And focus on those people rather than the people that tell you you can't manifest what you want, or that you have to stay and be bound to something that you have outgrown. And you are about to receive a great reward that has come from a lot of effort on your part. So hopefully that made sense or helped in some way. And I'm going to go ahead and timestamp these. I may just go ahead and pump out a bunch of different videos and then timestamp everything all at once. Oh, good. I'm glad it resonated. Well, I wish you guys all the best. Many blessings to you. And hopefully at some point I'll get caught up where I can start doing generals again. I really miss doing generals. Okay. See you soon. Bye. Take care.